Hey everyone, welcome back to another whatever we're doing, which I know what we're doing today. Lanceveil Shift was released today. It's been a little while, I know. Uh, Maybe closer to 2 weeks, but I've been a bit busy, and I'll be honest, I've been playing a lot of different games recently because I haven't had much time. Been trying to chill out and do some other stuff, so yeah, I'll still be doing videos and stuff, but I don't know when, we'll see. But yeah, enough about that. Let's get right into this, which today we're looking at Lanceveil, which, I'll be honest, I never actually used the original Lanceveil because when it came out, I didn't get him. That was a long time ago though, so we'll be doing a few summons later, but I don't know how I think about him yet. I don't know if he's going to be worth getting yet. We're just going to have to check everything first, all his skills and stuff, so we're going to do that first like usual. Go over the unit first. Now, when I did see him, I personally thought he was going to be an ice attribute because he's blue, but apparently not, because it kind of doesn't really make sense that he's thunder and he's blue, you know? I mean, it kind of does sometimes, like thunder, blue, I guess, but usually you don't think that, right? So, strength's pretty high, HP's pretty good, and defense too. Mostly the strength though. So, I first thought that he was going to be like a tank unit, but doesn't seem like that. So yeah, pretty good stats. Abilities: Swift Thunderbolt, charge and deal a frontal medium area thunder combo attack. So might be good because it's a charge, maybe. Skill 2, medium area thunder combo attack. More damage cap. I do like those skills. More damage cap. Skill 3, frontal jumping slash medium area thunder combo attack. Damage cap plus 4000. So yeah, pretty similar to other single build units like A2 is the main one I can think of because I didn't get Lena. I did get A2 though, so I'm most likely going to compare him to A2 because A2's like the best one at the moment. So, and his special skill, powerful thunder combo attack to an enemy, damage cap plus 10,000. I do like those special skills that have more damage cap against one enemy. It seems like it can be pretty useful, but the only problem is all of his hit counts are pretty low, and even his special is like, I think it's 28 hits, which isn't that high. So let's go to traits, which gets more interesting. I do like traits. Trait 1, sword equipped, physical attack damage plus 40%, which is nice. Damage cut plus 5000. Now this does apply to dual wield. If you want to dual wield him, you can, but I wouldn't recommend that because there isn't that many damage cap increases in the rest of his build. But damage cap plus 5000 when you're equipping a sword is pretty nice. When only weapon equipped is one sword, there you go. Enemies more likely to faint. Break plus 200%. Physical attack damage plus 20% and damage cap 15,000. Now, here's the thing I'm thinking. I don't know if it's going to be a good breaker or not, because I'm thinking usually you want dual wield because that doubles the amount of hits, which increases the amount of break you're doing, right? But since he's single wield, I don't know how well he's going to be at breaking. I mean, I don't know because I haven't tested it and what his breaking can be. Like, his max potential of breaking could be good, but I don't know. Because 200% break seems nice. I don't know if there's any more break, we'll have to see. So yeah, that first trait, overall that's plus 20,000 damage cap. So that's already at 39,000 pretty much. Actually 29,000. Yeah. So that's pretty good so far. Trait 2, when using a skill can't be interrupted by most attacks. Now I don't know about you, but I do really like that because that's on Baran as well. Something pretty much the same thing. I do very much like that because it allows you to spam skills while you're getting hit at the same time. So let's say you're up against a boss, right? He uses a magic attack, but you use your skill 3, which is a long animation. So you use your skill 3, they hit their magic attack, and it's doing the animation of their magic attack, but you're using your skill 3, and you're hitting the boss a bunch of times, you're getting hit at the same time, and you'll just keep spamming your skills to put out damage there, when most other units wouldn't be able to do damage at that point because they'll be getting flinched a bunch of times. So yeah, that's kind of the main thing. I do like that a lot. There isn't that many units that do that, but I do like the units like Piran mostly is pretty good with that. If attacked during a skill, damage plus 150%, which is crazy. and damage cap plus 20,000 for the next skill. Now that bit is very good too. Go back to the situation that I was talking about. Boss using magic attack, you're spamming your skill 3 or just your skills in general. You're going to keep getting hit, which is going to keep activating this, right? More damage cap and more damage. You're going to get that activated a bunch of times because you keep getting hit by the magic. And you're just going to keep spamming skills, which is always going to get this buff as long as you're getting hit. But you're not going to get interrupted, so that, to me, that seems like it's going to be pretty useful, but I don't know how often it's going to be available. Let's say you're just going in story, you're going against normal enemies, they can get flinched easily and just probably die easily, but in that situation you're probably not going to get hit that much, so this is mostly useful for bosses, because, yeah, you can see why, it's going to be pretty useful, but I don't know if it's going to be that good for bosses, we'll have to see though. The last part of this trait, I'm not really sure. Rage resist plus 2. If weak to rage, gain rage resist. Now, I don't know what rage is. Actually, I do remember. Rage is a debuff, which isn't included here. I don't remember what it does exactly. I think it might increase rate of attention to that unit. Like, they're more likely to hit that unit or something. I don't remember. But I don't know why it's there, because I don't see anything else related to rage in this kit, and there aren't that many units that use rage, and even bosses don't use it that much either, so I don't know. I know rage is a debuff to the unit, which what makes sense is that unit has higher chance to focus on that unit that debuffed them, right? It's not like lock on, it's something else, so I know that, but yeah. The first part and second part of this trait is pretty damn nice, I do like that. If you count this, 20,000 damage cap here and another 20,000, that's 40,000. Add on to the normal damage cap, that's 49,000 already, pretty much 50,000, so that's pretty good, but the only problem is you need to have this activated, which, yeah, is going to be kind of situational, right? But I still feel like it might be activated most of the time if you're up against bosses getting hit a bunch of times. And also in arena, this might be super good as well, because plus 150% damage in arena is going to be crazy good, and can't be interrupted by most attacks when using a skill in arena. Again, going to be super useful. Let's say you use your skill 3, it's a long animation, you're hitting a bunch of enemies, but they're also hitting you because at the start of the arena battle, let's say they use their Roy skill 3 or something, you end up surviving that, you're still using your skill 3, you're not getting interrupted, and you end up killing everyone. Seems like a good situation. So let's go to his skills, which I haven't really looked too much into his skills. The only thing I know about him is from the video, but it's way more clear when you look at it in game. So yeah, let's go over that. So attack up max, fighting spirit 4, resolve up 4 is also nice, advanced aim vitals, royal armor. Soldier mastery is pretty good. When unit has soldier type, strength plus 10%, physical attacks are effective against snipers. That's pretty nice. Snipers, and damage from snipers minus 10%. I'm pretty certain Roy is a sniper. Pretty sure he is. So that's going to be great. One thing I've got to check is attribute resistance is plus 15 to fire, minus 30 to earth. Okay, so these resistances seem pretty good in arena, mostly. But I don't know if his survivability is good enough for arena, we'll have to see. Okay, human shield is also very, very good in arena. Amazingly good in arena. Auto critical was nice. Auto haste, patience 2 and pride 2 is also very good because it's the second version of it instead of the first one, so 30% at max HP. And close to death, you can mod defense. It's gonna be pretty nice. Gale Force, a max HP SCT recovery speed plus 10%. That's pretty nice too. More recovery speed for SCT is pretty good. Thunder High Drive, I do like this one. I know the new arc has some good skills, we'll have to look at that in a minute, but Thunder High Drive, I know that's on a UR arc, right? I think. No, it's not. It's on a SSR arc. Yeah, that one that I'm thinking of. That I don't know the name of. It's like a dragon, you know. So that's pretty good. Thunder Attack Raise 3 is also pretty good because more damage cap and more damage. Gonna be pretty nice. And Critical Raise is also pretty nice. Now you can see here, Auto Critical and Critical Raise means you're gonna be able to use Icy Guardian if you want. Could get a lot of crits to get more damage. But another thing to note, which we'll get in a minute, we'll have a look. Pirate's Feast. I like that. That's very good. I didn't know he had this. Pirate's Feast, all SAT recovered at the end of the battle. Now, this won't do anything in Arena, but it will be very good in normal story stages. You just let's say you're going up against a bunch of waves, right? And you go to wave 2, you instantly have all your skills. You just spam them, kill everyone, and you just keep doing that. It can be pretty useful. Goddess Kiss. I didn't know he had this either. Now, this is interesting. Goddess Kiss. This means you're pretty much going to need a Thunder Sword on him, right? I don't know any. His paid equipment, probably. I did look at that, he does have one. But apart from that, I don't think of any Thunder attribute swords. Normally, I don't think there is that many or any at all, so... there might be one actually, yeah. But it's not that good. So, yeah. Goddess Kiss is pretty good though. Even if you have a sword which is not an attribute, it's still going to be useful. Blessed Speed is also pretty nice, more movement speed, because I did hear people saying he's pretty slow, which I get that because his animations, all of his skills are pretty slow, but more movement speed. Shockwave 2, same as Shockwave 1, but I'm assuming higher chance. Physical attacks have a chance to nullify guard. I do like that because some enemies, and maybe in Arena, have a lot of guard. They're super annoying, like Ruto in Arena. It's still a thing, I know. It has a lot of guard. Very annoying. This could be very good. Now here's where we get into the juicy stuff. Very good stuff. Interesting stuff. Whatever you want to call it. Favored Sword. Okay. When equipped with only one weapon, but you're probably going to be equipping a sword anyway. 30% physical damage and 10,000 damage cap. Now add that onto the rest of his damage cap. That's going to be pretty high. That's 59,000, but only when his trait 2 is activated. If his trait 2 is not activated, then you're only getting this 20,000 here, as well as this, as well as the 2,000 here, and then this for 10,000. So it's already too much math for me. There's too much numbers going on, but yeah, you can see the damage cap's going to be pretty nice. But I don't think it's going to be as good as A2 damage cap, I'm not sure. Didn't really look. But I feel like he's going to have some pretty good damage cap. Instant Strike. When equipped with a single weapon, physical crits have a chance for... Yeah, this one. The RNG skill, which nobody likes. This one. I particularly don't like it, because when it was on Kyle, it just sucked complete, rubbish. But since it's like an extra skill on this, on Lanceville, right? He has a bunch of other damage cap increases, so this skill is kind of like a bonus to him. If you manage to get a crit, then, and this is activated, then great, you do a bunch of damage. And that's going to be super strong in Arena, but don't rely on it because it's very RNG, not going to happen that often. 150% damage for the crit, amazing, so good, but chance of that, very low. I'm very interested to see what his damage can be in Arena, very interested. Sword boost, sword mega boost, more damage cap, very nice. Sharp Eyes is also nice too. Strategic Point, what is this one? I don't remember this one. Physical attacks and special damage cap plus 5,000 to enemies in break here. This is a new one on him. I'm pretty sure, yeah, some of these are new ones. Enemies in break, so that's only going to apply to bosses, right? Because normal enemies, like in Arena, can't go in break. They can get fainted, but not break, obviously. So that's going to apply to bosses. That can be pretty useful. Only thing is, it's only increased damage cap and not damage, so, but that's not a big deal if you're already hitting your damage cap and have a lot of damage, so that's going to be pretty nice though. Breaker, more break, it's pretty nice. Ambition, when physically attacking enemies with more HP than the unit, which is interesting, then you do more damage by 20%. Now let's say you're at 1 HP, literally every single enemy is going to be above your HP. But I don't know if it applies, if it's your current HP or your max HP. I'm assuming it's going to be current HP. But that is going to be pretty nice. That kind of implies that you don't want to have HP ups on him. But I don't know about that because I still want him to have good survivability, you know. So I'm personally going to think of this as an extra skill, which is going to be activated some of the time, not all the time. But if you want more damage, you can have less HP if you want. Sleeping Lion. When close to death, very greatly restore HP, increase movement speed, strength plus 100%, that's pretty nice. SCT recovery speed plus 50%, once per wave. Now this is very good in Arena, again, Arena good, because I do like these skills. When close to death, very greatly recover HP. Now this can probably stack with a skill like Awakening, which does the same thing, basically just recovers HP when close to death. Now putting those two skills together sounds like it can be pretty useful. But yeah, this skill definitely very useful because it adds survivability to him that he doesn't have much of. I'm looking through his skills. Seems like most of his skills are damage related, and damage cap, and yeah, that's pretty much it. He does have patience too, which is more defense, and human shield. But he doesn't have any slayers, which is one thing to note. There's no human slayer. If he did have that, that would have been huge. That would have been amazing in Arena. But it kind of makes sense as to why he doesn't have human slayer, because probably would have been too strong, right? Because he's already got a lot of good skills on here already, so I guess he doesn't need that. And human shield is already good enough. So yeah, overall I think he's got some very good skills, especially I can see a lot of damage cap skills. I don't know if it's as good as A2, I'm not entirely sure. I personally like A2, and she can equip basically any weapon she wants. She can equip Trishula and still get that good damage cap. But this Lanceveil is pretty much only limited to one sword, and if you want to get that good Goddess Kiss MP, then you're going to need a Thunder Sword if you've got one. But I personally wouldn't recommend, well, I wouldn't worry about that too much. I'll just say definitely use a sword. Don't try and use something else, because you need that plus damage cap. And I think there might be something here. Yeah, sword mega boost and sword boost. You need all this stuff. So I personally would recommend using one sword. I don't know how good he is going to be yet. I feel like he does look like he's going to have some good damage, but I don't think I don't know. I'm not really for single wield units. I personally think they're not my favorite, because I still think dual wield units are a lot better. Like Loxus, for example, are crazy good, but again, don't compare him to Loxus. Don't compare anyone to Loxus unless they're worthy of it. But Lanceveil here is his own unit. Go and compare him to Leona or A2 if you want, because that's going to be the best comparison. And yeah, that's pretty much it. He does have some good stuff. And yeah, next thing, let's go have a look at the arc, which is another interesting arc. Now, this one's a good one. Just going to say that. SSR arc. If you don't have Solaris UR, then this might be a good alternative, but again, you could just use Icy Guardian instead, because that's going to be probably the best thing to use. But let's look at the trait. Stats first though, good HP, and strength and defense pretty good. Mostly the HP is pretty high, over 3000. Trait. Thunder physical attack damage plus 20%, that's pretty nice. All the time plus 20% more damage for thunder attacks, physical attacks. When using special, apply physical damage taken minus 30% buff to the unit. So when using the special, so you got to use your special, so I get that's not that great, but still pretty nice. When equipped with only one weapon, physical attack damage cap plus 2000. Now this is another SSR arc, which increases damage cap. Now the good thing about this arc is SSR, first of all, and increases thunder physical damage by 20%, and increases damage cap by 2000. Now, you could think of this as a UR arc if you want to, but obviously not as strong as Solaris because that's a lot better, but still, the fact that increases damage cap, physical damage cap by 2000, and it's not limited to an attribute, an element attribute. You could put this on any unit you want, really. If you don't have Solaris, you can put this on Lancewell if you want, but I probably would still recommend Icy Guardian. But another thing to think about, if let's say you have Ray, Shift Ray, right, and you don't have Solaris, you could use this instead, because you're getting 20% more thunder physical damage and 2000 damage cap. That's going to be pretty nice. So yeah, I do like this trait quite a bit because it adds more damage cap and more damage, and it's an SSR arc. Seems like it's going to be pretty strong, especially for an SSR arc. So let's go to the skills next. There are some good ones in here too. Flank Shadow, Sky High, Thunder Drive is a good one. That's going to be the main one here. Thunder Drive is great. I don't think that's on an arc yet, so you're definitely going to want that, but again, this is a permanent arc, so don't worry about getting it if you don't get it, because you can get it any other time. There's still a few SSR arcs I'm missing, but, you know, don't worry about getting it. If you get it while trying to get Lanceveil, then that's great, but don't try and get it specifically because it's in the permanent catcher. So you can get it from tickets. Ultimate Boost, Dragon Slayer. Now this one, sword and armor equipped sword strength and armor defense plus 50%. Now this one is nice, but the only problem is it's 7 SC, so I probably wouldn't use it because it's too expensive, and it's only, let's say your sword is 200 strength, it's adding 50% of that sword strength, which is another 100 strength. I don't know if that's worth it, and also the same for your armor, more defense by 50% of that armor, not your total stats, the armor and sword. So maybe you could put it on Lanceville if you want, but I don't know if it would be a good idea because it's a lot of SC, and I don't know if the buff is worth it. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, I don't know, but I personally don't think it is. So yeah, Thunder Drive is probably the main skill here, and the trait is pretty damn nice too. Arckeeper reward is a cloth for some reason, not an armor. Stats, nice strength, defense and mind, pretty nice stats. Physical attack damage taken minus 12%, which is pretty nice. Boost movement speed. Now this trait isn't the best trait I've seen. I know physical attack damage taken minus 12% is pretty nice, and the stats are pretty good, but that's mostly it because there's no attribute resistance and no element resistance, so it's not the best cloth, and I was kind of expecting it to be an armor, because what doesn't make sense is this is a cloth for the Arckeeper reward, right, that decreases physical attack damage taken, and then you go to this arc skills, and this one requires an armor, and this one is a cloth, which is not an armor. So I don't know why. It kind of doesn't really make sense that this is a cloth. I probably would have thought that it would have made a lot more sense if it was an armor, because it does have this skill at the bottom which requires an armor, so I don't know, it's kind of strange really, but it's still a good Arckeeper reward. It's not bad, but I'm still confused as to why it's a cloth and not an armor, because armor would have been better in my opinion, but still. Maybe cloth is good for some units, but for Lanceville, he's probably going to need an armor. Probably, because it would make sense. You could try and make him a hybrid tank and damage dealer if you want. That could be a good idea. I don't know yet, but we'll see. But yeah, overall this arc is pretty nice. It is a permanent arc, so don't worry about getting it, like I said, because yeah, you could get it any time, but if you manage to get it, then great, because it is very good. Definitely worth having it. And Lanceville is also a very good unit. So yeah, next thing, let's go over the paid equipment. So yeah, Lanceville and the arc, they both look like they're going to be pretty good. I don't know if they're going to be worth getting yet. We'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, let's go over the paid equipment first. The accessory. There are prisms in here too, and we'll also talk about the event a little bit once we get to it. So accessory, more MP, For whatever reason it adds MP. Okay, I guess that's fine. Okay, trait, critical rate plus 5% is pretty nice. Special damage plus 20%, physical attack damage taken minus 10%. Now that's a pretty good trait, and if you're using Icy Guardian, then that's a more critical rate for Icy Guardian. So first thing first, yeah, that's very good by itself, but more special damage and physical attack damage taken minus 10%. I personally think this might be good in Arena. If you're using Lanceveil in Arena, this could be good because less physical damage taken. And another thing is, if you go to resistance, element resistance, you got resistance to stun and blind. Those two, especially stun, on this accessory, pretty damn useful. Not gonna lie, that's pretty good. So yeah, this accessory does look pretty nice. I do like this one, and I can definitely see this one's gonna have some good uses. The only problem is it doesn't increase physical damage, but it still gives more critical rate, more special damage, taking less physical damage, and the element resistances. So yeah, good accessory, but doesn't increase damage, only special damage. I would have preferred physical damage instead of special damage, but I'm not complaining because it's still pretty nice, but I wouldn't go for it specifically unless you've already spent a bunch of paid crystals. So, like I said, I always say this, free-to-play players don't worry about paid accessories and paid equipment because they're always not worth getting because the unit's going to be outdated in the future anyway. It's not worth money just to get it, you know. But if you do have some paid crystals spare, then that's when it's worth considering it if you manage to get the unit. But that's the main reason why I go through all this. So yeah, good accessory. I don't know if it's going to be worth getting specifically, but I think it's still a pretty good accessory. Now, the sword is Thunder attribute, which is great, and it's a sword, also great. Strength is pretty nice for a paid sword, almost 200. Now the trait on this thing is going to be the main thing. Thunder attack damage cap plus 1500 is nice. Physical attack damage plus 10% is great, and 50% break. Now this sword, the trait especially, I do like this trait a lot because more damage cap and more damage and more break, and it's Thunder attribute, and there's not that many Thunder attribute swords that are pretty good, so this is probably going to be the best Thunder attribute sword for Lanceveil. So if you do want a Thunder attribute sword and have paid crystals, then you might as well get this one if you manage to get the unit, because this sword does seem like it's going to have pretty good use. It's going to be pretty useful pretty much because, yeah, it's Thunder attribute and he's got Goddess Kiss, and it adds more damage cap and more damage and more breaks. So yeah, if I do manage to get Lanceveil, I'm definitely going to get the sword because I do feel like it's definitely worth getting. Definitely a good sword. This time I'd probably recommend the sword over the accessory because there isn't that many Thunder swords. But let's say, for example, if you don't have that many accessories, good accessories for him, but you do have some good swords already, then you could go for the accessory instead because it does add critical rate. So that's going to be very useful for Icy Guardian. So depending on your build for Lanceveil, it depends on which equipment to get really. So yeah, I'm probably going to get the sword if I do manage to get in, but again, I'm not going to do that many summons. And there are prisms down here as well. So what would I recommend out of all of this? Kind of depends, but I would probably recommend the sword first because I know there's a lot of good swords, but there aren't that many Thunder attribute swords, so that's the main reason, and the trait is pretty good too. So yeah, that's personally what I think is the sword, and then the accessory, and then the prisms maybe. It depends really. It really depends on what you have currently on your account, and if you want to put in the paid crystals or not. But yeah, that's the paid equipment, pretty nice ones. Now, next thing, we usually do some summons. Now, I don't know how I think of Lanceville yet, because I know he is pretty nice, but I don't know if he's going to be that useful for like bosses and stuff. I know probably maybe Arena, but we're not entirely sure on that yet, because we still got Roy and Loxus, and that's the main two units for DPS right now. and a lot of other units like A2, 2B, and Alice also good in arena. Yeah, Shift Alice. So I don't know if he can compete with those units in arena, but he might be able to. Just ignore Roy and Loxus in arena and put him outside of that. Like, compare him to, for example, Shift Alice. That's the main example in arena, because I don't know. But yeah, he seems like it's going to be a good unit, but I don't know if he's going to have that much usability. So what my plan for this is I'm going to do the step catcher, see what we get, and then probably do 1 or 2 10 pulls, and I'm just going to finish there because I do like him, but I don't want to spend a bunch of crystals because I spent a bunch for Magia, which is kind of sad really, but I did want Magia a lot. I personally feel like Lanceveil here is not going to be super meta changing or anything. He's going to be a good unit, but nothing crazy good, in my opinion anyway, unless I'm missing something. You never know. But yeah, because he can't equip Trisha, that's one main reason. He's limited to swords. So yeah, let's do this step catcher and see what we get. And yeah, I'm not going to do that many summons this time because I got to chill it once in a while, you know. I can't just pull on every single banner. Probably going to skip this one because it's only a few. 2 goals, that's interesting. But yeah, after we've done these summons, I'm going to go into the event, do some of that, have a look at everything, and that'll be pretty much it. But yeah, I'm always looking forward to new units because I'm always interested to see what they have, and some units do bring new, you know, features to the unit, new skills and stuff, specific skills to the unit. Sometimes they're pretty nice. Gold and Thoria seems promising, but my luck has been bad with Magia, but before that it was pretty nice. I don't expect a red here because we're still pretty early. It's probably going to be... never mind. Please be Lanceville. I don't expect it though because... yeah, because I don't expect it to be already. Because I found it once. The one time I got the rate up unit in a step catcher was Rem. I got Rem from step 2 gacha, I think, or step 3. I don't remember, either step 2 or step 3. But that's the only time that has happened. Every other time hasn't happened because it's not that many summons, you know. But still, at least we got a red already, you know. But again, this one looks bad, so I'm gonna skip this one. Yeah, no reds on this one. I kind of want to start saving crystals because I spent way too many for Magia, and I don't want to have to buy a bunch, so I'm going to try and limit my spending at the moment. So here's the free 10 pool. Our plan is to use this one and use either 1 or 2 10 pools on this one. Let's say we're going to do this 10 pool and 1 more. If this 10 pool here gives a red, then I'll stop afterwards. If it doesn't give a red, then I'll do a second one, and then we'll finish there. That's the plan. And then we will go into the event and have a look at the stuff. But one thing I should mention first is this event is pretty similar to the Eliza event, because Eliza... okay, only 3 showed up. That's kind of sad. The Eliza event is kind of similar to this one, and it's kind of a similar story. Roland's telling Eliza and Lancewell to basically go find their own paths. Okay, that's kind of disappointing, really. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 golds. I guess I can't complain about the golds. But yeah, the event, we're going to go look at that in a minute. I guess I can try and talk a little bit more about Lanceville if I can think of anything. Last 10 pool here. If we get a red from this 10 pool, I hope we do, because I want to stop, because I don't want to spend a bunch, because I've already spent a lot. And one thing to note, I haven't actually finished the story yet. I know, I should have done it, but I've been doing other stuff, and there's been a lot of events. So I've been wanting to do all of the events and time trial, stuff like that. Come on, please a red this time, please. Gold, 3, 2 people showed up this time. Please be a red, then I can save 3,000 crystals. Even if it's not new, I will care. Not gonna lie, I will care, but it's gonna mean I'm not gonna do another temple. So please, at least give a red. I would hope for Lanceville or something new, but at the same time, at least red, please. 2 animations, 3 animations is usually a good sign. There you go, it's a red. We're good. But it's only 1 and it's not going to be new, because what can you expect? Actually it is, come on please. That's very good. I'm happy with this. That's great. I wield the sword with the conviction to realize press roll on streams, that is what's right. Okay, our luck has gone back. Our streamer luck is officially back. I did say that this was going to be my last temple. I guess the game heard me. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. But yeah. We're gonna... I guess that changes things. That means this stream is going to be a bit longer than I planned. I mean, yeah, one thing I forgot that we were going to do was try out Lanceville in the story stages and stuff. We can do that now. But yeah, this is pretty nice. I like this time way better than Maja. Way better. So we use, like, I always forget how many paid crystals the step catcher is. But I know for sure we only use 3,000 normal crystals. And we're not going to worry about the arc. I guess if you want me to, I could use some tickets because I could try and get the arc if I wanted to. But I'm not going to do that yet because we got to showcase Lanceville now. So let's go to units and find Lanceville. Here he is. This is the normal Lanceville. I kind of want to compare what these two look like. So this is normal Lanceville. I never actually used him. I did get him to 100 just for the crystals and that's it. This is normal Lanceville. It is kind of, he does have a bunch of guard skills. This is more of a tank unit. And then Shift Lanceville. The art at the back is pretty different, you know, it's more blue. But look at the pixel sprite here. Look at the pixel sprite here. This Lanceville. And then you change it. This Lanceville looks very similar. Very similar. It does seem like he's got more thunder effects on his sword, you know, like look at his sword, he's got more effects on a thunder sword. So you can definitely see like he's definitely the same guy because he looks the same, but in his stance, but he does look like he's got more power and everything, so yeah. Okay, I forgot one thing. Remember when I said I was gonna get the paid sword if I got him? I kind of forgot about that. Let me just check how many paid crystals we need to use, and we might do that later. I'm not going to do it yet. So we're at 10, so we would have to do 15. Man, I'm really not looking forward to using those paid crystals, but okay. I mean, I don't have to, but I kind of want to. We're not going to do that yet. Let's just focus on him. Let me go into my event team, change this to Lanceville, and I don't know who else I'm going to use yet, so I'm just going to keep it like this, and let's learn all the skills and everything. I did do a bit of farming, because the event, the new area, the story area, whatever you want to call it, that was pretty damn nice for farming a bunch of materials, so I'm pretty sure this time I should have enough rainbow clusters. I'm not yet there, but I can already feel it, the power to burst through these restraints. Looking forward to it. I do remember with Eliza, I didn't manage to get Eliza when she came out, but I got Eliza with the Super DOH. Managed to get her from a paid daily pool, which was very nice. And she is pretty useful. Now one thing I would have thought, which would have made sense, would be if Lanceville and Eliza had a, you know, some kind of skill that means if they're both together in the same team, they do better together. That would have made sense because they're both together a lot of the time. But that's not the case. And another thing I'm thinking of is, since we've had Eliza shift and now Lanceville shift, I'm waiting for Roland's shift to come. It was not the strength to protect that I was missing, but the power to stay true to my path. Yeah, Eliza and Lanceville both talk about going on their own paths. I don't know about that really. The Eliza event, I didn't really think the story wasn't that amazing, because it's kind of like weird, you know. Roland's telling them to find their own path, and they suddenly get their power out of just out of thin air, basically. Kind of weird, but let's awaken him twice, and then we will learn all of his skills. My mind and body have been freed. This is the power I've desired. Sure. And we'll level him up. The good news is that once we get him to level 100, we get 1000 crystals back from missions. Am I gonna use a potion? Yes or no? I kind of want to save them now because I've only got one left of each. So I'm gonna save them this time. Just use normal ones. Already get it 65. That one's 60. Yeah, I'm just gonna use these. I'm gonna get him to like 50. Yeah, 50. I'm gonna get him to 50. Keep him there. Yeah, I'm gonna get him to 50. There you go. That'd be a good number for now. I didn't get the arc, but I'm not too worried about the arc. You know, Thunder Drive would have been pretty nice to have. One thing I want to check though, is Thunder Drive on any other arc? I don't remember if it is. I really want to check. One thing I've been forgetting to do is check the library and read all those lore, because I like the lore a lot, but I haven't actually read it. Let me check something. So this arc has Thunder High Drive. This one, yeah. Lanceville already has Thunder High Drive, so you don't need that. And I don't think Thunder Drive is on any normal SSR arc. I don't think it's on any LR arc either. This one doesn't have it, which is what I want to check. Has Machine. Yeah, it doesn't have any Thunder Drive, so I'm pretty sure Thunder Drive is new. It's not on any arc yet, so yeah, definitely worth trying to get that arc. Only from tickets. Remember that. Don't use crystals. I'm not one to do that. Okay, now let's unlock all of his skills. I do have a bunch of Mother Souls that I've gotten from the event. That event was great. So good. Let's try and learn everything real quick. We can check out his ward, see what it is, because I'm interested. My guess is probably bad. No, actually, it's not that bad. Thunder damage cap plus 100. I do like that. The wards that increase damage cap, I like the most. They're the most useful in my opinion. I mean, having plus 1% increased damage, or 1%, taking 1% less damage is just very underwhelming in my opinion. Now, let's see, I should be able to learn everything. Because I did do a bit of farming, so we should be good this time. Patient 2. Very nice. Okay. 76 rainbow clusters should be enough. Pretty sure it is enough. Thunder High Drive. I'm gonna try and learn everything. Pirate's Feast, yeah, that one's good. After we've learned everything, I'm gonna go through his equipment, see if what I should equip, and if I can't find any suitable swords, then I might just go get his paid sword, but I don't know if I want to, because let me think about it. 15 pulls for a paid sword. A 10 pull is already 3000 paid crystals, so in total that's 4500 paid crystals, which is quite expensive if you think about it, just for a paid sword. Yeah, I don't know if I'll do that yet. I won't do it yet. I tell you what. I mean, it's still tempting because of damage cap and stuff, but I won't do it yet. Here's the plan. I won't do it yet. I'll at least try him out first. Yeah, this guy. I don't know why, but it seems like whenever there's a unit that has potential in arena, I seem to get them. I don't know why. Seems like the game wants me to do arena. I have been doing arena. I'm in top 10. I'm trying to keep top 10 in arena at the moment because I do want that UR Stardust. I need these damn magic tomes. I keep forgetting to farm magic tomes. I should definitely do that. Okay. Make sure I don't miss anything this time because it usually happens where I miss one skill by accident because I don't see it. And we're not going to do that this time. Hopefully. That's everything here. Almost. And then up here, Sword Mega Boost Sleeping Lion is pretty nice. I do like that one. One thing I want to know if Sleeping Lion would be good with Awaken, because if it does do good with Sleeping Lion, then might be pretty nice. Sword Mega Boost can be pretty good. I gotta stop saying the same words because I know probably people get tired of it. Brave General. Okay, pretty good. Attack up max. More SC. Yeah, I'm gonna try and cut back on the amount of spending I've been doing because it's been way too much. I know, it's been too much. But on some units, let's say on this unit for example, I got him right, but once I get him, I should stop summoning because my problem, what I do is I end up getting the unit and using more paid crystals to get the paid equipment and stuff. I don't need to do that. It's just that I kind of want it, you know. But the problem with that is, unit gets outdated in the future anyway, and that's kind of wasted paid crystals. I think we've gotten everything. I don't think we missed anything. Might have missed one. I don't see anything. Yeah, we got everything that time. So, base stats without anything equipped, 1000 strength, almost 5000 HP at level 50. Defense is pretty nice too. Now let's go and equip some good stuff. I do have a few, yeah, not that many learned skills because I didn't actually use normal Lanceville. What should we do first? Sword. Yeah, sword. So, only swords. So, first let me look at Thunder Attribute swords. There's only two. Yeah, this is what I was thinking. The only good sword is this one that is Thunder Attribute. Okay, I'm not going to worry about a Thunder Attribute sword at the moment. I'm just going to go for a good sword and see if it's still good. And if I think about it, I don't really need... Goddess Kiss is only useful for this unit if I'm using Apple Pie, which I'm not yet. Let's use this sword. Sword of Lost Souls seems like it's going to be a good alternative because it's non-attribute. Very good sword. Armor. Have a good armor in mind. I'm not going to get his paid armor. I don't really care about that. This one down here, when I can find it. This one definitely. I got it on Gorm right now. I'm not really using him. Going to be a very good armor. Very good one. Yeah, this sword and armor is going to be a pretty good combination. You might see a few people using the same combination because if they don't get his paid sword, then they're probably going to use Sword of Lost Souls instead. Because if I go and look at any other sword, you could use Scarlet Blade if you're hitting damage cap easily. You could put Scarlet Blade for more damage cap. I wouldn't recommend that though because I probably want more damage. Or you could use more critical rate. If you're using Icy Guardian, more critical rate could be pretty good too. Or you could use this one, which is 25% more physical damage, which is going to be higher than Sword of Lost Souls. So that might be a better sword actually than this one. But this one ignores special resistance. I'm just going to stick with this sword for now. And this armor, because they seem pretty nice. And let's go to accessories next. What's going to be good accessories? I can already think of one. I don't know of the second one. Maybe I can think of one. More SCT, I might as well put that on. And then the one that I wanted to put on was this one. This one, yeah. This is gonna be what I'm gonna use for now. Let me see if there's any other good accessories I can recommend using. Mostly the second one that I'm using for more physical damage is a pretty nice one to use. More thunder attack damage, not really that good because it's only 5%, not that high. Anything else? Don't really see that much. Physical, you could put this if you want. More physical damage cap and special damage cap could be good. If you don't need the extra damage or anything, that could be a good one to use. Or pirate flag, pretty nice. And I know there's some other stuff. This one's also pretty good. And yeah, this golden rose I like using sometimes because 6% skill damage. And this one is also pretty nice too. And I think that's mostly it for accessories. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, this one, if you're hitting their weakness, then you could use that if you want. Yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. I'm just going to stick with that for now. Now, if I go look, that's going to be my current build. His stats now, over 1000 defense and 1400 strength. Now, his strength isn't super high yet, but his defense is pretty nice. Because of the armor I have equipped, I know. But yeah, he's only level 50. I'm going to try him out just like this. So, what we're going to do now, I'm not going to equip anything else. We're just going to use him like this. And I'm going to go and use this team just with Lanceville. And what should I use? I'm thinking either Icy Guardian would be a good one to use, or I could just use Solaris, because that's nice. My thinking is Solaris with Lanceville in Arena. This setup in Arena. Don't copy my setup, but I'm considering Lanceville with Solaris might be good in Arena, but I don't know yet. So I'm gonna try him out. And another thing I should use, I guess, is I'm just gonna use Jen this time. Actually not, Theria's the best example, because she doesn't debuff enemies, she's just a good example to show what Lanceville's base damage can be. Yeah, we'll show off his special skill too. So let's go into story, which I still haven't done, and I will show him off, see how he can do, just with his base skills and with the current equipment that I got equipped on him. I'm hoping I can get the arc as well, but I'm not too worried about it. Let's go in the same stage that we always do and try him out. He's level 50 right now. Let's go. Now, here's the plan. First, I'm going to show off his skills, see what he can do with the skills, what of his hit count and stuff and damage, and then I'm going to try out his special and see what his special can be. One thing I could have done is applied a bunch of debuffs and everything, but I don't want to do that yet because I want to show his base damage. So yeah, let's go. So their thunder resistance is minus 50 already. The boss doesn't have minus resistance, so we're gonna focus on him. I'm gonna use Glass Record a bunch of times. Okay, what's his normal hit damage? Alright at the moment. His normal attack seems like it's pretty fast. Let's try skill 1. Not that bad. 6. You can spam this skill 1. It's pretty nice actually. Now, one thing I want to do now is see how many skills he can hold in each of his stocks. Right off the bat I can see he can hold 3 of his skill 3, 4 of his skill 2. How many of his skill 1? 4 skill 1, 4 skill 2, 3 skill 3. That's a pretty good skill stock. Now let's try out his skill 2 and see what that is like. It's a longer animation, but you can kind of spam it. You can see the damage numbers are pretty good so far. Now let's try skill 3, which you can see here is quite a long animation. A very long animation. But that break though. Okay, that's pretty good. He's hitting damage cap on some crits, which is pretty good. And I'm gonna use his special skill now on an enemy that's weak to thunder. We're gonna see what this is gonna be like. Should be nice. Yeah, it's not doing much damage because, yeah, it's just his base skills, keep that in mind. It only does 28 hits, so that's not that good. I do like his skill 1, you can kind of spam it. I kind of want to test his break on his skill 3. Just with what you can do right now, so let's focus on the boss. Use a skill 3. His break isn't the best. I mean, his skill 3, I do kind of like it, but at the same time, his skills are just very slow. Okay, I do kind of like him, but he's kind of fun to use, but his skill 3 is so slow, incredibly slow. His skill 1 is kind of spammable. His skill 2 is kind of in the middle. But his skill 3 is mostly for trying to get his trait 2 activated, which I didn't do that time. But yeah, that's Lanceville. He was hitting some pretty nice numbers. I didn't even build him yet. So yeah, I feel like he's gonna still be pretty useful, and there hasn't been that many new Thunder units yet. The newest Thunder unit that I can think of is Shift Alice, Summer Alice. After that, there hasn't been that many any Thunder units, so this is kind of this is definitely the first single-wheeled Thunder attribute unit. Now I'm gonna go through the events, and we'll go through that a bit. And what I want to do is start learning skills on him, so what do we want to learn on him first of all? I don't really know. I really don't know. Sword high boost, yeah, that one. Which is, I know which arc it's on. It's on this one, yeah. We're gonna go and do this stage a few times, have a look at the event. I know there's prisms in the event, which is great. I'm definitely gonna be doing the event. Yeah. So the beginning half until the 24th. The end half, so part 2 of this event is on the 18th, which is next Thursday. That's pretty nice. The end half adds, what does it add? Let's see, so training stages, more battle tickets. Yeah, this is pretty similar to the Eliza event, which I did kind of like, but at the same time I wasn't the best, but was still nice. Extra challenge, mega clusters, pretty good. Radiance, very nice. A new stamp for multiplayer. Here we go. So Lanceville, more 100% more event points for Lanceville. And Meredy, Goroth, Madine, and Ziliorg, because all those units got a buff recently. I don't know if you know, but these buffs here, these units here, all got buffs, 5th enhance in this update, which is pretty nice. So I'm probably just going to use these ones for more event points. Meredy and Goroth, Ziliorg. Madine is a good one. Event equipment. Physical attack damage plus 8% on a sword. It's a thunder. You know, actually, if you don't have any good thunder swords, this is a good one to use. Because it's thunder attribute and 8% physical damage. Could be a nice sword, but again, not the best sword. There's obviously a lot of better swords out there, but if you want a thunder attribute sword, then this one could be good to use if you don't get the paid sword. Cloth, another cloth. Physical damage taken, accessory, some more special damage. That's interesting. That's actually good because you can put that on. anyone like Alice, and they'll have more special damage. That could be nice. Okay, so that's the event so far. Let's look at the trading space. Yeah, the sword, you can get at least one prism. I think you can get two, I don't know. I'm hoping you can at least get two prisms. But it only says one here. It might restock it once you buy one, I don't know. But I'm assuming there's two. If not, then there's only one, which kind of sucks. But at least there's prisms in here because they don't always put prisms in the events. So I am glad that they put them here. And yeah, does seem like a decent event. Obviously, if you do manage to get the unit, then the event is going to be a lot more fun, because then you can get the prisms and start building them and stuff, get more event points. Could be pretty nice. So yeah, let's go through some of these stages. Normal Lanceville. And I'll change my event team to get the most event points, which gonna be Medine, or the SCT at the beginning and damage cap. Yeah. And who else? Goroth maybe, or Meredy. Doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't really use Goroth that much. I'm just gonna use Meredy, because why not? This team for event points should be pretty nice. Let's go. So this event is pretty similar to the Eliza event, because the story is pretty similar. There was a intro cutscene, but I watched that before the stream because I thought people didn't want to see it, so. There's another one anyway. Well, yeah, it's gonna be a pretty similar to story to the Eliza event, which kind of makes sense. Yeah, basically reflecting on what has happened. Pretty similar to Eliza event. Sandworms. Because if you remember the Eliza event, she literally was reflecting on everything, and then just got her new power out of nowhere. Kinda didn't really make sense. Okay, I wasn't really ready for this, but it did say a low level requirement, so we should be fine. Use skill 1 on the boss. Pretty easy. He's already dead. Okay. That was Medine that killed him. You know, it's kind of nice having two Lanceville, the shift Lanceville, and the event using normal Lanceville. Normal Lanceville is definitely more aimed towards a tank, but this new Lanceville is more of a single build unit. You know what might have been nice is if he was a single build unit DPS, but also a tank. He might be, but I didn't really see that many skills in his kit, which decreased the amount of damage he took. Only a few. Most of his skills were for damage. But yeah, I don't know if you want me to do more event stages, I guess. Yeah, I got 90 units now. Another temple ticket. Very nice. Let's look at the missions. There might be some tickets and stuff in here. Yeah, the tickets, usually tickets, normal tickets. Souls. Obviously hoping for a prism, but I don't think so. Yeah, training stages. Yeah, that's mostly it for part 1. Temple ticket. Just an SR plus. Still nice though. So yeah, definitely focus on doing this event. I'm going to be doing this obviously in my own time like usual, and I don't know when I'll be back for other videos, we'll see, because I've been playing a lot of other games recently, like, yeah, on my computer I've been playing a lot of racing and stuff, so obviously I'm still playing this a lot, but I just feel like I don't have as much time. But In a month, once I'm on Christmas break, I'll have a few weeks off. Obviously, it'll be Christmas time, so it'll be kind of a busy time doing Christmas stuff as well, but around that time, I will definitely have some more free time. But at the moment, I've got a lot of work to do, but I've still got to do a bunch of farming. I need to do a bunch of these Ant Empress, because if I go to the God Forge, I need a bunch of event materials. But yeah, that's going to be it. My conclusion of Lanceville and this event and everything, I personally feel like Lanceville is a pretty good unit. Let me just compare them to A2 quickly. If I go to A2, I go to A2, I go to A2 down here. I just want to see her damage cap increases compared to Lanceville. And now Lanceville, I think, probably has higher damage cap, but more situational. So yeah, A2 is pretty similar. Her skill 2 is plus 5,000, skill 1 is plus 2,000. Lanceville skill 1 doesn't get damage cap increase. His skill 3 does get damage cap increase, I think, if I remember. I've already forgotten. But I know skill 2 does as well. Now, her trait 1 is pretty similar. It's 20,000 damage cap, same as Lanceville's 20,000. And yeah, I've already done the pulls. The only pulls that I've done was I did the step gacha and 110 pull. You can go back and watch it because it's uploaded as a video anyway. Obviously there's definitely some people watching this in the future. Hello in the future. Wonder how the future's going for you. Hope it's going well. But yeah, enough of that. Straight on A2, obviously she has Berserk mode. Lanceville doesn't have that, but he does have he has something similar to Berserk mode, which is when, you know, he gets... Let me just check skills first. The main thing I want to check is her skills compared to Lanceville. Down here, yeah. Mega Drive, Lanceville has Mega Sword Boost. They've both got Goddess Kiss. Favored Sword, I think Lanceville had that too. Double Handler, Lanceville doesn't have that. Now there is an arc which has Double Hander, but I don't think I have it. I think it was a limited arc which I didn't get, which kind of sucks for me because Double Hander would have been good on Lanceville, but I don't think he has it. So that's one thing to note. And yeah, that's mostly it. But yeah, A2 I feel like has higher damage cap more consistently than Lanceville. But Lanceville, if I go back to him, maybe I should just go showcase the one on here. If I go back to Lanceville, he has the same 20,000 damage cap, 5,000 there, 15,000 there, 20,000, and his trait 2 is 20,000 instead of 10,000, but more situational. So when using a skill can't be interrupted, if attacked during a skill, then you get this buff for the next skill. So yeah, more situational on this trait 2, but higher damage cap and higher damage potential. Again, very situational, but I do like it because can't be interrupted by most attacks, and you can, yeah, I feel like it can be pretty nice. Let me just check again. He has favored sword, but doesn't have double hander. Double hander, I'm gonna have to check which arc that's on. I don't have it. I'm pretty certain I don't have double hander. Wait a minute. I think it's on Sakai Guild arc, isn't it? Isn't it on that SSR arc, which was on Leona Banner? If I remember correctly, it might be. Let me do one temple ticket, just because I want to have a moment to think. I think Double Hander is on Sakai Guild's SSR arc. If it is, I don't have that arc yet. There's a red. I would like to get, there's 2 SSR arcs, well 3 now that I'm missing. I think I'm gonna have to check after the stream, but I think Double Hander is on Sakai Guild. Why is it unit? The one time I want an arc. There's 3 SSR arcs I'm missing now. Yeah, there's still 3. Okay, we're not gonna do more of that, we're just gonna ignore that. Okay, I might try and get some SSR arcs from tickets later on, but Double Hander will be very good on Lanceville, but I don't have that arc. That's kind of sad, because Double Hander would have been very good, but I'm pretty sure it's on Sakai Guild, which I don't have. Yeah, enough of that. Let's go back to what we were doing. Lanceville. My conclusion on Lanceville. My conclusion on Lanceville is he's a very good unit, and does have some good potential with his damage. His skill 3 is very slow. His skill 1 can be pretty spammable. His skill 2 is pretty decent too. I'm trying to think. What can I say about him really? Well, yeah, the main thing, he is going to be a pretty nice damage dealer, but he's locked to Thunder attribute. He can't equip Trishula, but A2 can equip Trishula, so it's going to limit his usability in content. But any bosses that are weak to Thunder, he's going to do super well. I don't know if he's going to be better than Shift Alice, Summer Alice, or not, but it depends on the situation really, because of his trait 2, can't be interrupted by most attacks when using a skill. That's the main thing that I'm thinking of about him. It's similar to Baran. I loved Baran. Baran was great. Let me go check Baran. I'm pretty sure it's worded the same way. But if it is, then it's basically going to be as good as Baran. Baran was great because it can't be interrupted by most skills. When using a skill, can't be interrupted by most attacks, yeah. That's worded the same way. So what I'm thinking is if attack during skill can't be interrupted by most attacks, yeah, that's the same wording. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same as Baran, which Baran was super good. I just don't know how well Lanceville is going to be with flowing his skills together. Like, if you can use his skill 3 a bunch of times while you're being hit by magic, can you still maintain those skills and still spam those skills or not? That's going to be the main deal breaker, because if you can, like Baran, then he's going to be a super good unit, and definitely has some good usability in certain bosses that are weak to Thunder. Even if they're not weak to Thunder, you can use something like Theopolis to debuff everyone, or just Thunder debuffs and circle skills. But yeah, I personally feel like he's definitely going to be a good unit, and I'm definitely going to use him and start building him. I don't know if he's going to be better than A2. I personally, at the moment, I'm just going to say A2 better, because she's got more consistent damage caps, and she can equip any weapon she wants, so she can equip Trishula, which means she can have more usability. But again, Lanceville, do I recommend free-to-play players to pull on this banner? It depends on what your account is looking like and how many crystals you've got, because if you don't have any Thunder units and you kind of need a Thunder unit, maybe you might do a few summons, but at the same time, this unit is not a must-have. He's still a very strong unit, but I wouldn't recommend to do a bunch of summons for him. Maybe do a few temples if you want, because he is still going to be very good, but I wouldn't recommend do all-out summons, use all your crystals. I wouldn't recommend that. Just do like maybe 1 or 2 temple summons if you want him, but if you don't really care about him, or if you care about getting the best units possible with your crystals, then definitely save your crystals for future units. Like if you still don't have Loxus, then wait for a rerun of him, or try and save for a next collab, or another DRH unit which is completely meta changing. But Lanceville is not a terrible unit, he is a very good unit and definitely worth having, but like I said, it depends on your account, what your account is looking like, and how many crystals you can spare. But yeah, someone like me that has a lot of crystals that can spare a few, I definitely wanted to do a few summons, but I didn't want to do too many because I didn't care that much. And since I already had Summer Alice, she's a good Thunder attribute and Ice attribute unit, so. But the only two other Thunder units I can think of is Summer Alice and Ray. Those are the only two Thunder units that I can think of that are decent and still good. But Lanceville, I don't know if Lanceville rates on top of those two units or not. Might rate higher than Ray, probably because Ray's pretty old now. Compared to Summer Alice, I'm not sure. Well, probably not, because Summer Alice can equip machines, and she's dual-wield and has a lot of special damage cap and everything, but try and compare Lanceville to A2. He's definitely unique in his own way, and a good unit, but I've talked about him a lot now, so I think that's gonna be it for this stream. Thanks for watching, and hopefully if you do plan to try and go for Lanceville that you get some decent luck, because my luck this time was a lot better than Maja, definitely a lot better. I didn't get the arc, but I'm gonna be doing a few tickets trying to get some new arcs that I don't have, because I do want to get those SSR arcs I'm missing, because I can imagine in the future doing like 100 summons, trying to get this new DOH unit or collab unit, and then something new pops up, and then it's one of those SSR arcs I'm missing. I know it's going to happen at some point. I'm just hoping it doesn't happen, because it's going to really suck, because I'll be very disappointed even though I want those arcs. But yeah, enough talking. My throat hurts now from all this talking. I'm really not used to this, but yeah. Thanks for watching. I don't know when I'll be doing another video or stream. Hopefully soon. Probably another new unit in 2 weeks from now, so maybe there'll be another 2 week break. I don't know. It depends. I kind of do want to do a few more videos on or live streams on different games, but I don't feel like I have the time at the moment, and I kind of want to chill out and do my own thing at the moment, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you when I see you, hopefully soon, don't know when, but yeah, bye.